beautiful day. It's me, Tina, the girl in the garden. Yeah, we're not in the garden. We're actually in the kitchen with our non-harvested tomatoes. If you saw my last video, you know my garden did absolutely nothing this year. So I've been doing some experiments. In the last video, I showed you just how to dehydrate and make tomato powder, gave you some ideas for uses. So I actually, in a video like, I don't know, a few weeks ago, I actually tasted a tomato chip because I don't like tomatoes because they're slimy to me. So I tasted a tomato chip. It has a very intense tomato flavor, but there was no slime. And I would say I actually liked it. I would probably eat those. But I'm a spice person. I like spicy. I like my salsas spicy. So I thought, could I make tomato chips? Sorry, I have a fly buzzing around here. Could I make a tomato chip that has what I would put in my salsa? Dehydrate it all together and munch on it. Or at that point, couldn't I even make a powder that's going to have all of those flavors together? I don't know, but we're going to see. So this is what I've done. I've done some pre-work, of course not getting rid of the flies, and I've sliced up my tomatoes. They're about 1/4 of an inch thick. We got one fly who's being rogue. Get out of here, buddy. I've got onions, cilantro, and peppers. And the peppers I'm using are from last year's garden. And basically, I washed them up, I threw them in the freezer, and then as I want to use them, I take them out. So the nice thing about this is it doesn't take long for them to thaw. Basically, I take them straight out of the freezer, I run them under cold water, and then I start cutting them. The other nice thing is that when you cut them, you don't, I mean, unless you want all of the seeds out of there, you could then slice them and take them out. But when you chop them, because the inside's frozen, a lot of those seeds come out in clumps and you can just pick them out. I like the heat, so I like some seeds to stay in there. But anyway, so that's the peppers and what I did with them for last year. So this is what I'm gonna do. I am just going to sprinkle some onions, some cilantro, and some peppers on these tomatoes. And you can see it's not getting all over them. So we'll have to see how that's going to do. Yep, just going to sprinkle however it happens. It happens. Some people don't like cilantro. My dad used to say that it tastes like soap. So if you're not a cilantro person, don't put it on there. If you're not an onion person, don't put it on there. Season your tomatoes with, oh, I already did that one. Oh, I did that one too. With whatever you like. I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking, is you can do whatever you like. You don't have to do it my way. So I'm going to finish these up. Get out of here. I'm going to finish these up. I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest. I'm gonna put them in the dehydrator on 115, and I'm gonna wait until they're nice and crispy. I think last time it took me, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours. I didn't really time it, but it is an overnight process, depending on what time of the day you start, right? So I'm gonna have to work fast because the flies think that I'm trying to feed them lunch, and I'm not. So anyway, let me get this done. Let me get them dehydrated. We'll come back to see how they look and what they taste like, and we'll go from there. See you soon. Hey, hey, hey. It's another day. Finally, my tomatoes are dehydrated, and this is what they turned out like. That's my son's dog, Sriracha. So we'll take a close-up of the tomatoes and show you. The spices stuck to them just fine. I did end up adding a little bit of garlic powder too, which I didn't put in the first part of the video. So now I'm going to try one. Are we ready for this? I don't know if I can convince my camera person to try. The tomato flavor is still very intense. Yeah, I'm not sure I really taste the other spices, but you know, they're all over the tomato, so who knows. I'm gonna make tomato powder out of these. So, well, not this one because I ate off of it, right? And I'm gonna see if some of those spices come through in my tomato powder. So in the video that I posted, I don't know if it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you saw a big box of tomatoes. This is what happens when you dehydrate. This is that whole box of tomatoes. The space saving, right? That box was, you know, almost as big as this towel. And by dehydrating them, this is what I got. So I'm gonna be making some tomato powder, and then I'm gonna start experimenting with putting tomato powder in some recipes. All of this is for my book, Tomato Talk. Join the journey. A beginner's guide to growing, harvesting, processing tomatoes, interesting trivia, and some recipe experiments. Super excited about that. That book hopefully will be published within the next week. But this is basically just another way you can do your tomato chips. And you can probably season them with anything. You know, my son likes Italian, maybe some basil. Maybe you could you put Parmesan cheese on that? Huh. I would assume that you can dehydrate cheese. I haven't done it yet, but we may try. So anyway, that is the end of our little experiment. And I'm going to say it was successful. I am going to go on, like I said, make some tomato powder. I'm going to put these separate than my non-seasoned tomatoes, so I can see if it makes a difference in the tomato powder. And if you liked this video and you found it interesting, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. You need to subscribe to see the next ongoing process. And stay tuned so that you can hear more about the book. Thanks for spending time with us here at our little farmette. It's our goal to inspire you to grow your own food. Thanks, and see you next time.